Happy birthday, Aries. Welcome to your weekly 7-day love forecast for April 12th through the 14th, day-by-day breakdown. Let's take a look at the energy this week, what Spirit wants you to know first. All right. Focus on the brilliance, focused attention and prioritizing and persevering. All right. So this is going to play out through the week. Now we are moving up to the new moon in Aries, and you have a lot of energy right now with your sign. All right. So I can see the focus part of this week is going to be really enhancing you being able to take quick initiative, quick action, knowing things, seeing things, feeling things. I mean, you can get some stuff done this week, right? And it's really trusting your instincts, but also prioritizing what really matters to you, because you could easily get caught up in situations that may steal your energy. So let's give this a day-by-day breakdown for you. Day-by-day breakdown for my Aries, and this is regarding love. This week, how could it show up? And if anything else wants to come through, you know I will pull it through, or any kind of signs that might come through for you. All right. Look at you standing tall and proud. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. I do have an Aries, Leo, Sag energy for you. So there could be somebody in your life this week that you're dealing with a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a zodiac sign of Aries, Leo, Sag, but it could be somebody who shows these qualities this week that matches your vibration, your frequency, right? And this is also you too, just being in your power this week, you know, in demand, in demand. I like that. So maybe a lot of people just demanding your attention, you know, wanting, they can see something about you. You just seem to take charge. You have a lot of confidence this week, you know, and so this shows up by people being very magnetized by you and being drawn to you. This can also cause some sort of you know, tension when it comes to ego this week too, and pride, and you know, everybody kind of in charge and wanting to go their own way, right? So we can bump heads this week with as well. So Monday, I'm seeing an energy of 8 of Cups, right? This could be you turning your back on some things in your life. It feels like a realization of what's not fulfilling you any longer. It feels like, you know, it could even be as simple as, I'm just kind of bored with this situation right now. Somebody's not, you know, the options they're giving me are not fulfilling me. You know, yeah, they're there. Yeah, they're there when I text them. Yeah, they're showing up, you know, once in a while, but I'm just not feeling quite sure. I'm kind of looking outwards at maybe other ways to bring happiness to my life, you know. And so the 8 of Cups on Monday could just be even you just wanting to spend some time by yourself, reflecting on where your relationships are going. Where is this going? Now, this could also show up as somebody ignoring you, all right, or running, or not paying attention to you. And this is where also this can be just a day thing, just for the day. It just feels like, where is this person? Why are they ignoring me? And you know, there's that pride thing, there's that focused attention. So you could turn around and you could ruin your day by focusing on what the heck's going on with my person, and then it just drags out all day, when it could just be an energy that will shift by Tuesday. So we'll take a look at that. But if you choose to focus on your own things and walk away from, you know, energies that are pulling you in, that are trying to ruin your day, you know, you could really change the course of Monday, and it could really turn out more fulfilling. It could surprise you. All right, on Monday, you could have a surprise show up that you never even seen coming. So on Tuesday, I'm seeing 2 of Wands. So we're seeing a little bit more movement here. It seems like you may get some resolution to why on Monday you were being kind of in this place of uncertainty. Like, should I move on? What should I do? Well, Tuesday, we're seeing making plans, somebody possibly contacting you, reaching out. And there's also an energy of options for you as well. Like, you do have options. And on Tuesday, you may recognize or realize that, you know, there's other ways to go, other avenues to travel. Maybe somebody sparks your interest. Maybe you have a conversation with somebody, and next thing you know, you're making plans within the next couple of days. So there's a lot of fire here on Tuesday. It gives off a really different energy from Monday, right? So keep that in mind as you're playing through the week here, that Tuesday seems like partnerships, choices, you know, connecting. Somebody, you know, may have been wanting to reach out. Maybe Monday wasn't the best day for them. So Tuesday, here it comes, you know, somebody contacting you. Now, Wednesday, hump day, I see 5 of Swords. This could show up as confusion again, all right? Other people could confuse you. A lot of information coming your way that just, you can't quite tell who's being real with you, who's not being real with you. You may be trying to figure out everything, solutions, trying to overthink things, trying to figure out other people's problems, or even trying to figure out your own. This can be a headache type of day if you get caught up in your head. So going back to this, focus on the brilliance, focused attention, and prioritizing where your thoughts are going, because Wednesday could cause you grief if you let it. Now, this can be other people just bringing their problems to you and you're having to find the solution, or you just feel like you're not in the game. You feel like your head's all over the place. You're thinking about everything else, so you can't seem to figure out or solve maybe some of the simplest problems that you're having, even at work, or just talking to people. Seems like maybe people are misunderstanding you, or you're misunderstanding people, and there's an edge here. There's an energy of disappointment here. Like, I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to say the wrong thing, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, right? Again, just remember that, yes, it's challenging. The Five of Swords is challenging, and it can be confusing. It can show up as mixed signals, mixed messages. Maybe it was from the prior day, or maybe just people are just not making sense to you today. But this is one of these days where sometimes you just got to surrender to what's going on. The solution will come to you. So if you're confronted with a lot of problems that day and it just feels like you can't find the resolution, this isn't where you poke the bear more. You may want to take a step back and see if it just smooths over on its own. All right, so Thursday, the day of Jupiter, Page of Wands. Here's Aries. Aries coming in here, the Page of Wands. We have a lot of phone calls, a lot of flirting, a lot of communication. This could be where, you are planning some sort of date, because you can see here that something is, you may question things on Wednesday, but it looks like something happens on Tuesday that sort of stems into Thursday. And on the Page of Wands, this is having fun. This is feeling good. Maybe you wake up with a new energy, or you just feel like, I think it's Friday is the new moon. So you're working towards the new moon. Now, remember, this whole week too, as we're going through towards the new moon, is closures, right? That's the cycle of the moon. So some things will come to close. So you will understand, or have an understanding by the new moon, of these questions that maybe you're asking, the uncertainties that maybe you've been dealing with, because it's a chapter that does have to close. The new moon starts a new cycle, right? So and then you have the new beginning energy here. You may start to feel it on Thursday. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm getting that call. I'm getting, this person's got their eyes on me. I'm flirting with this person. I'm being received well. It could be a new person coming into your life. You could be making plans to go on some fun adventure with somebody, a weekend getaway. And Friday, we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So looking good. We're seeing how things kind of play out very successfully for you this week. And so even with work too, because when I see the Nine of Pentacles, I always think, show up, do your best every day, no matter what. You might be looking good on Friday. You may be getting somebody's attention. There's a Virgo energy here, earthy energy. You could be feeling like everything's on point. You get paid. Maybe Friday is the day you get paid, right? It's the weekend coming up. And it's looking good. So it feels to me like whatever it is that you want, depending on where you're focusing your energy this week, especially on Friday too. It's like, if you want something, you got it, so stay focused like you own it. And you definitely are being valued, right? So a lot of people around you, or the person that you're connecting with, may seem to show up for you more consistently, really showing you that they're putting in effort, that they really care about you. And you also this could show up for you too on Friday. Like, maybe you want to spend time doing the things that you do on your own, right? It could be a very independent day for you, where you're feeling pretty good about Thursday. Everything was good. So Friday, you're feeling like, getting organized, cleaning things up and doing stuff. All right. But ultimately, success. So Saturday, we have the Two of Pentacles showing up for you. So again, we got a lot going on Saturday. Maybe you have a lot of plans, or you have to kind of shake things around, play with your schedule. Things could be up in the air a little bit still, but we're seeing movement, and we're seeing, you kind of figure out where you're putting your energy. Do I want to do this or do I want to do that? You know, if a plan doesn't work out for you on Saturday, don't let it get to you. Just know that it will work out. We just have to be flexible. So Saturday may be asking you overall, be flexible with what shows up for you, because there could be a lot going on after this new moon energy and this weekend and all this. You know, Mars is in your sign now too, so you can really get a lot done. And you even with the Nine of Pentacles here, with all this fire energy, you really have the potential to get shit done and get things to work out for you. Now, you could even be making plans to go somewhere and trying to work something out with somebody. If you still feel a little bit, you know, uncertain on Saturday, don't let that get to you, right? That doesn't mean it's not moving. It's just that we're trying to adapt to the situation, and somebody may ask you to be flexible if they have to change plans. Now on Sunday, I see the 10 of Wands, all right? So you do have a heavier energy on Sunday. It looks like it's asking you to relax and not worry about things. And especially if Saturday seems like you're still kind of feeling left up in the air, or you feel like, you know, hey, everything was kind of going good, but maybe Wednesday's thoughts come back into your head. Maybe you have to, you know, stop ignoring certain things that you need to get done and focus your attention elsewhere. But Sunday could feel like a rest day. Like, I really do need to relax, because if you are tired and stressed, or burn the candle at both ends, especially with all this energy, you could tend to react to a situation, you know, and cause grief or feel heavy about something that really is because you're tired, right? Or you're overwhelmed, or you're feeling stressed about something. So it could be small, but it's saying here, ask for help. If you've got a lot to do, or you've been doing a lot, give yourself a break on Sunday. So any ultimate advice for you? I see the Empress showing up for you this week. All right, so the Empress is talking about things coming into formation for you and manifesting. You have a beautiful energy of creation, and things, the seeds have been planted, so things are growing for you. We're moving, we're grooving. And remember, in self-care this week as well, because I do have a feeling that this energy is going to make it so you're on fire and you could burn yourself out, especially in relationships. All right, but overall in relationships, this is the pattern I'm seeing for you this week. I love you guys. Taurus, welcome to your 7-day love forecast for April 12th to 14th. What's coming for you each day breakdown. All right, let's start with the overall energy. This will help you focus throughout the week, and then we'll break it down. All right, enough for now and always. You are enough, worthiness, faith, and needs being met. So this gives me an energy. You got the 30 with threes. 333's been coming up a lot lately for you. And I want you to know that this week we're moving into the new moon on Friday, new moon in Aries. And so there are a lot of natural closures happening whenever we go through these cycles every 30 days. I mean, we have so many things going on in our life, and they're not always big, huge closures, but we are, whatever we started last new moon, you know, throughout this whole process, we're kind of, you know, thinking about, you know, the things we put in play, and now certain things are, you know, coming to a close. It's time for things to end and move on to a new phase, right? So you may be feeling right now that your needs are not getting met. You know, somewhere you are the 5 of Pentacles in tarot, and the 6 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles, right? And sometimes you can get stuck in the 5 of Pentacles, which is just a mindset. It just feels like I'm struggling again, or I'm worrying about this problem again, especially in love. And the card is saying, right, this week you could start to feel these things, but we're going to take a look at what's actually happening for you, because it is saying to have faith that your needs are being met, and they will continue to be met, right? But a problem or a situation or an energy could be making you feel or see things differently. So let's take a breakdown, take a look at Monday through Sunday. All right, look at this. So we have the 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which tells me that there is some grief here. You know, you may be just really kind of playing things over in your head over and over and over again, just loop after loop and rumination and stressing. And the Nine of Swords is a card of unnecessary worry. You know, things just happen and it seems like they're not happening soon enough, but they will happen. And right here, it shows me it's coming in for you, but you're really getting caught up in a place of shutting down or just feeling, you know, unhappy about the way a situation has turned out. So let's see Monday. Monday, we got some news. It looks like some news coming in for you. And it feels like also a realization or a truth around something, right? So you may have been waiting for somebody to reach out. You may have been waiting for, you know, and this can go in all areas of your life, even though I focus on love, right? It can be some information coming your way that really lights you up. Somebody that you've been waiting on hearing from. Page of Swords often indicates, you know, it's been delayed for a reason. You may get that reason, right? And somebody very focused on you and maybe seeing things clearly that you have said to them. And there's an understanding happening on Monday. You know, we're starting to put the pieces together. There's a lot of questions and a lot of answers maybe coming in on Monday as well. Because remember, we're talking about closing up cycles. So you may get some confessions that you've been looking for. It can show up as that. Or somebody, you may find out somebody's been watching you and wanting to connect with you. They may like something. They may send you a DM. They may call you. It's just a really good energy. The negative side to this, though, is that if it's slow to come in or somebody's slow to respond, it could really create a lot of anxiety for you. And then you could start questioning everything again. And that's what I want you to pay attention to, that the faith in your needs being met, that things will happen for you. It just feels like you have a time delay right now. We also have Uranus in Taurus right now and Venus in Taurus. And Uranus is going to pull some bullshit the last minute. You know what I mean? This whole time we're going through right now. Now on Tuesday, we're starting to see things move again, right? So now we're able to pick up and go. All right. We are still seeing there could be some inconsistencies. You know, 1 minute it's like this, the next minute it's like that. So we have to find some way to stay focused on what is important on Tuesday. Now you could be making plans actually physically, come into some sort of terms here about what's next, right? And it just seems like you have an idea, right? But you may have a lot on your plate too on Tuesday. So if you have other things going on in your life and you're still trying to focus on a love connection, this energy here can pull you in two different directions. And this is where there could be some miscommunication. Somebody may change plans or not show up on time, or you're expecting, they told you on Monday something, but on Tuesday they have to change plans. Well, you are being asked to just kind of be flexible with it, because this isn't your immediate reaction might be to grunt and think that, oh, this isn't going to work out. Why is this happening again? But that is not the reality of what I'm seeing in these cards right now. It's just saying that other things are going on. Now, you could be mirroring each other. Your person of interest could be dealing with a lot of stuff too. And it just seems like maybe you guys are going back and forth on, when one's in a good place, the other one's not, or back and forth, So you have a lot happening here, but we are seeing that things are still moving and grooving for you. On Wednesday, I see the Temperance card. So it does show me that by Wednesday, things kind of become a little bit more relaxed, more chill. You feel maybe a little bit more in alignment. This is also another card, though, that says some things just take time, but you have been putting all the effort in. You're getting signs. Maybe this week it is about you focusing a little bit more on synchronicities and reminding yourself throughout the day that it is working out. Keep me clear. Keep my head clear, right? I didn't do anything wrong. Nothing happened. I don't have to worry about 6 years from now, 5 days from now. I just need to be in the present moment and focus on what I can control. Right? This is the card of divine timing, right? And I know that word stresses people out. So it tells me, because it's showing up in your dream, in your reading, is that right now you are in a process here that seems to be taking a little bit longer to play out, but it's happening for you. And so this is where we can stop and question everything and think it's not. And we can, by stressing, we could turn in another direction and do something or change plans when Spirit's saying, no, stay on the path you're on. You got this, right? It is unfolding for you. But also, this could just show up as you just feeling a lot more content on Wednesday, feeling like, you know what, I'm just going to go with the flow. I see how things are kind of playing out. It feels good. I'm going to try and do something different. And it feels like patience for you is starting to click here on Wednesday. Thursday, the Chariot card. Now here we go. See, it's only a temporary standstill. This is where things are starting to make sense. Thursday seems to be a really good day just before we get to Friday, the new moon. And you're going to see an acceleration, right? This is awesome. This is the Chariot card. It says, where there's a will, there's a way. So something that's really been weighing on your head, all of a sudden, it's like, damn, finally, there's a direction, right? So you really are being asked to focus this week, because there could be somebody coming around. This is a return card. This is somebody returning, to pick you up. This could even be physically, let's go somewhere. Maybe you made plans at the beginning of the week, but you've had to adjust, right? Now we're seeing here, you may have been questioning things, but you feel a little bit more relaxed. But here we go. Two people on the same page saying, let's get up and go. Let's do this already, right? So we're seeing a lot of movement happen for you, and it feels very exciting on Thursday. This can be a return of somebody that you've been missing, or you haven't heard from, or you've maybe talked to briefly, and you're just hoping that things are going to turn out in your favor. And this is where somebody's coming in, and it seems better than you can even imagine. That, there's a huge victory here with that card. Let's go. Friday, I see 7 of Cups. So it looks like you're feeling a little bit emotional on Friday in a good way. It looks like whatever happened on Thursday kind of bleeds into Friday and says, you know what, I'm starting to see I have more options available than I thought. I'm starting to see a little bit more clearly, and I'm able to see the possibilities and make plans moving forward now. So I do see a smile on your face by the weekend time. And, maybe many of you, you're just finding something else or somewhere else to go or another place to focus on. And if you are single and we're just talking about love, this could be, you have options coming your way. So somebody may spark interest, this week with you as well. So keep that in mind. The 7 of Cups talks about a lot of things going on too on Friday. So you have a lot of things. Sometimes we can shut down when there's too many things going on. So it's saying choose wisely, choose something and go with it. Don't be worried that your needs are not going to be met. Don't start worrying about the what ifs with that card. And you may be surprised at how awesome something is going to turn out with the 7 of Cups. But if you tend to worry and focus more on, this card here that came up for you, that you're not enough or you don't feel worthy, and you just don't think that somebody is going to choose you, this could be a problem on Friday where you get in your head. Saturday, I'm seeing 10 of Pentacles. So coming together here, feeling like somebody's invested in you, things looking good. You could have a lot going on around family relationships on Saturday. Maybe you're around a lot of people. Maybe you're getting to go over to your person's house, but it seems you guys are feeling a lot more comfortable with plans, right? This could be where it all happens. We feel like we're on the same page. Somebody's really invested in the connection. The 10 of Pentacles shows up when there's a major success coming in. It could be around money. This could be a big money day for you, but a big family day, a big relationship day, and feeling complete, right? Feeling like you have the right people around you and you're being respected by the people that you love. And you're also being respected or shown attention and seeing more consistency with somebody that may be beyond that's on your mind. So Sunday, I see the 10 of Cups, right? So look at how everything just shifts for you. Right? You have the 10 of Cups. Getting together, a relationship strengthening, getting over something. Maybe we had some obstacle. At the beginning of the week, it seems like you're kind of panicking and stressing about things and, not sure how things are going to play out. But by the end of the week, You have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups on the weekend and the 7 of Cups. So it seems like you have a lot going on here. You know, celebrating, hanging out, getting together, feeling joy, feeling, this is a card of a blessing. So maybe on Sunday, there's a blessing coming in for you, Taurus. You have a really good reading, but I feel like the beginning of the week could really get to you. So what does Spirit want you to know? And I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, it could be a person in your life showing up this week, fiery energy. You know, so be aware of that. There could be somebody influencing your choices this week. But also the Queen of Wands for you is saying, remember who you are, right? This is, don't underestimate yourself. Challenge yourself, challenge your thoughts, challenge your worries. All right. You've got it made. You've got skills. You've got looks. You got it made, right? And you have options with that 7 of Cups. But it seems like for some reason, you may be focused or find yourself focusing on why, like, why is this what happening to me? Why is what, you know, all the whys and the what ifs and the why, you know, like in rejection and things like that could really get to you. And you're showing up as the Queen of Wands here. And this is where Spirit's saying, remember who you are, Taurus. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful week. Gemini, welcome to your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through 14. This is going to be what's coming each day, a daily breakdown. Let's look first at the overall energy for the week. And protection, boundaries, self-preservation, and trusting in divine protection. All right, Gemini. 3 and 9, 12, 3. 3, 3, 3 has been like the number. I don't know. I'm just going to keep saying it for everybody. Let's talk this week, the 12th to the 19th. We are headed towards the new moon in Aries. Right. And this is a closure week. This is a week where you will get some sort of answer, some clarity, because the new moon Aries is talking about a reset. Right. And so every cycle has its chapters. Every cycle has its purpose. Right. So some things could come to end this week, some things that are coming up. But when I see boundaries and self-preservation, I feel like, you know, there is going to be some moments here where you may want to protect yourself. Right. And also trust in that no matter what you're going through this week, that you are being protected, you know, by the divine. It might seem like there's a problem, or it might seem like things are not working out, but it actually is working out if we could zoom out and take a step back. So let's see, you know, this could be what's going on with you, but let's see what's really happening this week with a day by day. Monday. Woo. Monday. All right. So 5 of Cups Monday. All right. You may be feeling a little bit down, a little bit blue, a little bit upset. You may be reminiscing about the way something turned out. All right. Maybe you think something should have turned out differently, but it didn't. And this is where, you know, I'm just seeing something may not have turned out the way you wanted it to because you were being protected. All right. And you know, the 5 of Cups is also a reminder too that you may have been expecting, or on Monday you might be expecting something to turn out a certain way, and that's why it happened, right? Because our expectations usually we prophesize them, we manifest them because we're trying to protect ourselves. That's the self-preservation. You're not allowing love in because you're so afraid to get hurt. So this could be just an energy on Monday. And, you know, I know I mean, I'm sure you got a million other things going on. We're just looking at love, okay? I'm sure you have the best life ever, having fun, doing all kinds of great things. But when we're looking at love, we're looking at, why did something not work out? Why do I feel like it just, no matter what I do, it's not working out? Does somebody miss me? Did I make the wrong choice? Do I miss somebody? So you're really in your emotions, right? But this isn't a day to be blaming yourself or guilting yourself over a situation either. You know, so let's see what happens on Tuesday. We're going to see how this week plays out. I'm seeing things get a little bit more peaceful for you on Tuesday. What just dropped is that if you are in separation with somebody and you're really missing them, or you're wishing that things would turn around or change, right? The 4 of Swords is asking for you on Tuesday to really give yourself a place to rest. a reset. Give it a couple more days, all right? It looks like you could be going through a separation with somebody that you love or somebody that you're really into. Now, the reason why I have, boundaries and protection around you is because this could be the wrong timing. That is it. The wrong timing for this situation. And you may be, trying to fight that. I really want this to happen. I want this to work. I keep trying to get this to work, but it keeps failing. It just won't happen. And, divine is saying it's not because you're not meant to be with this person in some circumstances. Some circumstances, it could be that. It could be that you need a few days to think things through and be like, is this really what I want? All right. But if that's not the case, this is an energy saying if your person is going through something or you and your person have been going through a hard time or miscommunication, sometimes we have to have these days apart so that we can come to some sort of clarity about the situation and where we stand. So these kind of moments can actually turn into the most beautiful moments when we reconcile. So I don't feel like you're not losing a situation here for many of you. You're just taking a couple days off here from a situation and allowing yourself to cleanse your mind. Now on Wednesday, I'm seeing a King of Pentacles show up for you. So there could be a change of plans here midweek. Now, this is refocusing, grounding energy. It seems like after some time on Tuesday to really think things through, take a break, go somewhere, maybe take a mental vacation, maybe even go, if you can, if you have the day off, take the day off, right? Go do something that clears your mind. And we're seeing by Wednesday here, there's a person showing up in your life. They could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be somebody with these qualities. It doesn't have to be that sign, but it is a king, and it says, I've got plans. I want to ground in on some plans. I want to see something through. So on Wednesday, this could show up as plans and also somebody in your life seeing something through. Like they're coming back in to acknowledge their part, accountability, responsibility. What do we need to do next? Where are we going? Now, for some of you, it could be a newer person coming into your life that you meet maybe through work or something. And this could be why you were protected from a past situation that maybe some of you are mourning. You're trying to get over a situation, right? And then you have somebody coming in here. So it can go either way. It can be somebody that you've been expecting or somebody that you haven't been expecting. But what I can see is it's a very grounded, comfortable, sensible energy on Wednesday. And it looks like you and somebody else are turning the wheel in a new direction. You're seeing the end game, or you're making plans about where things could possibly go. Now, for some of you, maybe this is about, trusting in the divine plan. Maybe things are moving slow with you and your person, but that is why, you're feeling grief because it's not all coming together just yet. So let's see Thursday. Now, Friday is the new moon. Thursday, you have the Strength card. So this is a beautiful card for that day. It's gonna tell you a couple things. Things could show up in your life on Thursday that you really have to be strong for, right? You may have to be the one that contains the container for the people around you, containing your emotions, some discipline, self-control. You could be the one that is the strong one for people. And it is a healing energy, and it's a building a bond with somebody. So somebody may be coming into your life, and maybe we're taking a different approach on Thursday. And we are starting to understand. Somebody could open up to you on Thursday here, and maybe they've been rough lately. They haven't been expressing they've been just pride. Sometimes pride can keep somebody back from really expressing themselves. But it looks like, one, if you take a different approach to a situation with the person, somebody could be trying to enter into your life again here, or even the same person, right? Could be trying to enter your life and trying to open up and trying to be vulnerable with you. And it's a matter of how we approach the situation. So I do see maybe you're asked to be strong and understanding and compassionate on Thursday, while somebody else is trying to approach you and open up. Now, Friday is the new moon, and we're seeing 8 of Wands. So you're seeing a huge shift of energy for you on Friday. This is where things might start to get really exciting. We do have Mars in Aries right now, too. and new moon Aries on Friday. I mean, it is just going to be emotions going quickly and things going quickly. Now, truths, people speak in truths, right? Aries doesn't hold back. So with the energy on Friday, I want to give a disclaimer too, okay? This Eight of Wands can say sometimes things get out of hand a little bit. You know, we get ahead of ourselves, we act too quickly, we say things too quickly, even if it's our honest truth. Sometimes our honest truth can be, you know, we can be direct, right? But somebody may not be ready for the directness, right? And it could hit them and they could take it personally. And we can lose our shit during this time, right? So things can go back and forth. But then you have this Eight of Wands energy. And if you still contain in this strength from Thursday and being the one that can realize that you might be dealing with somebody who's a little rough with the words, a little rough around the edges, maybe overexpressive or intense. It could even be intense energy. Now, this could be you as well. This could actually be very fun, exciting energy. Like, let's go, right? We're on the same page, depending on how you can relate to your person, right? Because you may have people coming at you and communication coming at you on Friday. So much coming at you at once that we lose control of the situation. But at the same time, the energy is shifting so fast that things could be very short lived. So if you can remember on Friday, that if you get triggered or if something is said or if a problem arises, right? If you can say to yourself, this is going to play itself out on its own. I don't need to do anything. Let's just move on from this. It could be a very short-lived energy. It can be like things can pass by quickly, right? And on the other side of that too, you could be going somewhere on Friday, you know, unexpectedly, and things could just be super exciting and super fun. So on Saturday, we're seeing the Three of Wands. So it looks like you are continuing that energy on Saturday. You could be going places, connecting with people, making plans, making even plans that stem into the rest of the week. You're seeing movement and progress, and the doors are opening on Saturday. So it feels more fresh, the energy. I do see travel for you this weekend. So if you're solo, it could be even about going out and just getting out there and traveling and having some fun. This is also showing me, if you're single too and you are talking to people, seems like you have a very active weekend when it comes to a lot of potential, right? A lot of people coming at you, you're attracting a lot of people, so you're seeing your options, right, just open up in front of you. Now, I have to kind of, you know, connect with everybody here. So if you're connected with somebody, look at this as we're actually seeing improvement and movement and progress. Like, you know, I really want to see somebody. So it's a different energy from the beginning of the week where you can really feel like something's not working out for you. But remember, trust that divine is protecting you this beginning of the week and that things are shifting quickly as we get to the weekend. Now, Sunday, I'm seeing Four Cups, right? So Sunday, it looks like the ride's over. All right. Yay. We had a couple good days here, a lot of fun. You could find yourself getting bored, wanting more, or you feel like your person may be pulling away, or it just feels a different energy on Sunday. Again, the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords are energy that says you might just be bored. You're excited. You had a lot going on, and now all of a sudden the intensity stops, and now you're wanting the fun. Where did all the fun go? All right. And so we can get stuck in, all right, another day, another mood, or maybe something was going so good, but now on Sunday you're sitting here going, but I want more. I want more. And this is a card that's saying it's an energy. Enjoy Sunday, and know that there is more coming. You can see there's more coming, but you could easily get caught back up in these feelings, the Five of Cups. So do you see the roller coaster that could happen? But honestly, it's playing out for you. It is playing out for you the way it's supposed to play out for you. And your thoughts here, this can be apathy, this can be boredom, this can be stuck, this can be, I don't want to be at home and I want more of what I had and I'm not getting it. So we can tend to respond to people in that energy. So if you're trying to connect with your person on Sunday and they're not giving you the attention that you were getting, you could tend to, on that day, start to sulk, right? And be like, something's off, something's wrong. And this is where you'll swing on that pendulum and you'll start to go down that story again. And you could replay the Five of Cups, but we don't want that, right? This is just about taking time to yourself on Sunday. So what does Spirit want you to know? The Knight of Swords. All right, the Knight of Swords is showing a lot of fast energy. So it can be 1 minute it's going this direction, the next minute it's going this direction. And this card is all about assumptions, and this is your energy too, Gemini. So your mind could be spiraling. It could be easy for you to be on Friday, everything's great, and then on Sunday, everything sucks, right? That's that card. All right, this card is saying, you know, watch your assumptions and your expectations, right? There's somebody, you got people showing up in your life, and you've got a lot of communication coming in here, right? And with all that communication and all this fast energy, it's easy to pop off. It's easy to assume the worst. It's easy to make quick decisions and then regret them later. So all I'm saying is this week, make sure you're checking in with what you're really thinking and what you're feeling, because what you're thinking and what you're feeling isn't always what's really true, even though your feelings and your ego wants you to believe it is. All right. I love you guys. All right. Cancer, your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through the 19th. What's coming in each day? Let's start with the overall energy for the week and then break it down. All right, this and that are true. So being open-minded this week, and you know, Spirit's going to be challenging your perspective. There could be a lot of nuances and complexities this week that could really make you shake your head a little bit. Like, wait a minute, I thought this, and then why is that showing up? And you know, and so two things can be true at the same time. All right, somebody could be, you know, doing one thing and still wanting to do another thing, but they have chose to do this, and you may question it, but it doesn't mean that what you really want or what you're thinking or what you originally thought isn't true. It's just something else could have come up. So we're gonna have to break this down. All right, so we see a lot of fire and water showing up for you this week, which means fire and water can get nice. It can be like a sauna. It can be really pleasant, or it can get too hot and, you know, steamy, and you get burned, right? So you just remember that, though, that this could be a week where you go from chill to exploding at times, you know. And we got a lot of Aries energy. We have new moon Aries coming in on Friday. So, and Mars is in Aries. So that's going to be square in you, square in your energy. So this is fire from Mars and water with Cancer. You know, it's like you can completely be challenged, and remember that. Monday, 4 cups showing up for you. This could show up as unhappiness, discontent, feeling stuck, feeling bored of waiting for something to come. And when this kind of energy comes in on Monday, you could start to reach out. You may feel like if somebody's pulling back on you or somebody hasn't responded to you, there could be thoughts, emotional thoughts here. This could be a really watery day on Monday where you start to feel down or feel blue about something, missing something, being very nostalgic, and then not seeing with that cup right here that's showing up that there is something happening, but you're not seeing it in your reality. You know, you're wanting somebody's attention. You think they don't want you. They're not talking to you, or they are busy or something. But at the same time, it's like you had validation maybe recently, or you saw something, or they said something, but now you're not believing it. Right. So be aware of that energy. We can really get stuck in that place, and then it can ruin the whole day by us thinking that, you know, it's not going to turn out in my favor. And then all of a sudden you may react from this place, and you could reach out or do something or act impulsively, that fire energy, and then react in a way that you might say, oh, I wish I didn't do that. So Tuesday, I'm seeing things are really looking good for you on Tuesday. All right, we're seeing little wins and a victory coming in. You're getting a lot more attention on Tuesday. So Monday might be your hard day, and now look, you got fire. You got water, you have fire. right? So it feels fun. It feels exciting. Tuesday is a Marsy day too, right? That's Leo energy. That's opening up, and you're feeling like people are noticing you. Your person could be returning. Your person giving you attention. It seems like it's a great day for little wins. So focusing on what's happening around you. This could be a good day also in other areas of your life where you're just feeling like you're on top of the world, like you have all this confidence and you're attracting in, and people are always coming to you, right? So this can be a day that's very magnetic. Right, so possibility here of somebody returning who really wants your attention, who likes your attention. Now, the thing about this card is it can also show up as a lot of superficial energy as well. Feels like, somebody wants something from you, everybody wants this, everybody wants that you stand out in a crowd. It seems you have to kind of perform. So be aware of performance anxiety and also feeling like you're constantly on and you're just constantly fixing things for people, or you're just in this performance way, right? Ego battles with other people. You may have to find yourself standing up above it all and saying, I'm not going to get pulled into this. Remember, being open-minded because of a lot of nuances. Other people could be creating some tension for you. There could be even jealousies around you on Tuesday too. Very good day for exposure and being seen. Wednesday, awesome day, hump day, right? This could be the day of money, day of getting together, feeling like your work has paid off. You're seeing Tuesday and Wednesday kind of bleed together here. If you're worried about work or money or anything like that, this is a good couple days here for you to start seeing the benefits of all the work you've put in, the return of investment. Things may get more consistent. Family issues may come up, problems being solved. We are moving towards the new moon. So that means a lot of things that started a few weeks ago are starting to complete. So questions you had, projects you started, relationships you started, wondered where things are going. You're seeing that there's blessings coming in on Wednesday that can show up in all kinds of ways, right? Feeling like supported by people, feeling supported by your relationship, right? Feeling like, all right, I won something's good here, right? And this is a good day to start imagining, and maybe you'll find yourself imagining what long-term goals look like. So you may see the bigger picture on Wednesday. Thursday, also completion, the world card. So this is really manifesting for you exactly how the moon is going too. The world card is saying it's all coming together. So maybe by Thursday, before we get to Friday, you're feeling complete, you're feeling successful, you're feeling like something actually happened this week. So you may look back on this week and go, you know what, I can see how that played out. I see how, a lot of things come into closure on Thursday. Like I said, if you started something a few weeks ago, this is where you're getting that closure and feeling at peace. So you're getting ready for a new chapter to open up. You are really closing, and we with this 10 of Pentacles, some storyline, some narrative that you've had going on about love or your emotions here, right? So this is things starting to improve big time during the midweek. Friday, I see 8 of Cups, right? So Friday could show up as you kind of looking off and moving on from old worries and unhealthy patterns or situations. This could also show up too. I'm going to be real here for a second. On Friday, you may be, really ready to move on from a situation entirely. Now, that could be any area of your life, but we do look at love. Some of you may get what you want here. You have the 4 of Cups on Monday. You may have somebody that you've been trying to connect to. You may get that attention. It may seem great during the week, but by Friday, you may feel like the options are just not good enough for you. Like you're not feeling as fulfilled as you thought you would, right? You're maybe thinking, maybe I grabbed that too soon. Maybe I wanted that too much. Maybe, the reason why it wasn't showing up for me is because I wanted something more. So it does seem like you get what you want, but on Friday, you could be wanting something more. All right. Now, that could play out as, all right, you got the person, you got your person, but now you're ready for something more and intense. You're ready for that new chapter. You don't want to play around with the old pattern. All right. You want things to stay consistent. And if they don't show up for you on Friday, this could be actually your energy saying, I got what I wanted and I'm out. Right. But also, it could be a day of just self reflection. Like you feel like, you know what? I worried about something for so long and things were complicated, but now I'm seeing that we're able to move forward and the sky's clear. Like there's a clear canvas for you to paint a new story. Remember, Wednesday is about, what does my future look like with this situation? Where is this really going? And Thursday is about the chapter closing and a new chapter opening. And this is where you're seeing by Friday, all right, I'm starting to see a whole new vision. Now, Saturday, I have the King of Wands. So you have a person showing up on Saturday, a fire energy again. You see, we're going through water and fire still consistently. Middle of the week, it seems a little bit more grounded, right? A little bit more stable. And we're seeing a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't mean it has to be a fire sign, but you see somebody who's very confident and passionate and ready to take initiative towards you, towards a relationship. You know, you may feel here like you want to spend some time alone, or maybe you are looking for something new, or you're getting ready or planning to meet somebody. On Saturday is the day. Now, you could be dealing with the fire sign that you know of, and on Friday, maybe you're spending some time just reflecting, and on Saturday, they're really showing up for you. This is somebody that has that's very strong pull towards you and sees a future with you, right? So either way, by the end of the week, it looks like there is a very important person, a very influential person entering your life. All right. Now, Sunday, I'm seeing the Hermit card. Look at this energy change. Sunday is the Hermit, Virgo energy also. So there could be a Virgo on your mind. I see strong Leo, Sag, Aries, right? But you see, you start the week off with the Four of Cups and you're ending it with the Hermit card. Now, the Hermit card, you know, to some of you feels like, oh, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be by myself. This is the different kind of solitude. This is, I know there's a new path. This is, I'm leveling up. This is, I feel content. I feel good being by myself and alone because everything is coming together. So this is all about your perspective. Your perspective is going to shift majorly this week, especially with the new moon starting on Friday. You are going to see a new path opening up and a whole different attitude here. So Sunday, you may find yourself just wanting to relax by yourself and enjoy, because it seems like one of your biggest burdens when it comes to love is leaving in the past. Like you are completing something that you will never have to do again. So it could get a little bumpy this week. Just stay open-minded, all right? And the little nuances and complexities that come in, you know, this is staying confident and just knowing that it's going to play out for you. Now, what does Spirit want you to know? I do see the Nine of Wands. I can see that you've been through a lot and you're ready for this closure. All right. This is saying don't give up just yet, right? You're at the final stretch. And that's that Six of Wands too. It says the goalpost is right in front of you. All right. There's a win coming in. There's a huge chapter closure. And, you know, you have made it, basically, Cancer. I love you guys. Leo, welcome to your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through the 19th. What is coming in for each day, breakdown, and love? Let's take a look at the overall energy first. We have a new moon Aries coming up by Friday. And actually, I was going to take the first one. All right. So every word has power. This week is a lot of fire energy for you. We have the new moon Aries, like I said, on Friday. So we are closing some chapters this week, right? Communication is going to be a big key this week, and also internal dialogue. So what are you telling yourself? All right. There is the power of persuasion this week too. So what you're saying, people could really be influenced by you this week. They may pick up on every little thing you're saying. So you could either persuade a situation to go whatever direction you want it to go in. So if you're in a negative place or you're thinking your internal dialogue is negative, you could easily turn a situation negatively. But if you're in a great place and you have control over your internal dialogue and your words and what you're saying, you really could communicate this week and, you know, like magic, get people to just listen and hear you. All right, so there's a lot of power around you, especially around communication. So let's look at Aries through Pisces. I do see opening up your heart this week. So we do have an energy of love around you as well. You have the number 9, which can be a number of completion. And whenever we're coming towards a new moon, we are closing up chapters from the last few weeks. So think about what's been going on for you. This is going to be a week of closures, you know, finally seeing the truths about things, finally hearing from somebody, something that started, a project, whatever it is. All right, so let's look at Aries through Pisces. I mean, not Aries through Pisces, Monday through Sunday. Monday, the Temperance card is asking you to patience on Monday, all right? Finding ways to keep yourself grounded and trusting that things are unfolding for you. There's going to be some timing issues on Monday, which means delays, which means, you know, where can I put my energy? If my energy's on something and I want it to happen so fast, the more I have my energy on something not happening, the longer it's going to take. You know, it's like watching the clock when you're doing a plank, right? It just takes forever. So you're going to be challenged maybe with timing issues on Monday. But remember, the Temperance card is saying you're on the right path. It's just a little bit of a pause here. And you're being asked to sort of relax about a situation, gauge your temperature. Where can you focus on other areas, you know, of your life so that the time passes by, right? Because in this time on Monday, you could end up getting in your head and thinking the worst case scenarios, and you could respond to others based off of that, right? And that's what you want to avoid. I do see Sagittarius energy around you. And on Tuesday, I'm seeing 7 of Swords. So this could be a day of getting those truths that you've been looking for. Somebody may be transparent with you. Maybe you catch something, or you catch yourself, you know, saying something that is not true. So pay attention to truths on Tuesday. 7 of Swords, you can be in denial about a situation, but again, we're talking about, what are you thinking? Do you really believe what you're saying? If you believe what you're saying, then go for it. But, you know, 7 of Swords too, you might be calling people out. You know, you might be noticing more on Tuesday that people aren't being honest with you, or there's something happening behind the scenes that comes to your awareness. So keep your eyes peeled on Tuesday, but keep your head straight on Tuesday. Now, there could be a confession, and this could be why on Monday you're feeling a little bit uneasy, because you don't want to wait. You want to know something, right? So that could really get to you this week. I want to know, I'm feeling something, you know, but it looks like it's coming around the corner. So something is being revealed to you this week, something that you may have been questioning. On Wednesday, though, you have a complete shift of energy. All right, there is something coming in for you fast, maybe an idea, maybe somebody, an Aries, Leo, Sag energy. We're seeing passion. You are seeing love. And so I'm also seeing here too how thoughts on Tuesday and Monday could maybe shift your perspective. You may be not trusting something or someone, but I'm seeing somebody follow through for you on Wednesday. And I'm seeing there's a lot of chemistry there, and maybe going somewhere randomly. You know, things could happen really fast on Wednesday. Now, this also gives you an energy of excitement. It gives you an energy of drive. Your ambitions could be high. You could be, you know, thriving, right? You could also be really craving excitement and really wanting to do something. So this is a good day to use that energy with all this Aries energy coming in, you know, and it's your fire too. It's like, where can I be productive? What can I do? Right now, this could be new passion coming into your life too. If some of you are single, right, there could be somebody trying to get your attention, and I think they'll be right in your face. I don't think that if this is your story, or if this happens to you, I don't think you're going to question it. They'll be right up front with you about what they're wanting, what they're thinking. So on Thursday, I'm seeing the Hierophant, a lot of lessons being learned on Thursday. All right, you may be questioning your beliefs on Thursday, you know, questioning your faith, questioning your actions, questioning other people. All right, but there's a strong spiritual energy on Thursday. Now, the Hierophant does bring this sort of rite of passage, right? Like, so you can level up. So this could have to do with the 7 of Swords here. You could be questioning yourself. Why did I say that? Why did I think that? Why did I do that? Or question, why did I believe that? Why did I believe that thought about this person? Why did I lose it? Why do I keep telling myself these things that are not true? Especially on Wednesday, when you have this shift of energy, it seems like what you're believing to be true is not true, right? And you really have this energy to be able to turn things around. And, now on Thursday, you're seeing the Hierophant, you're like, man, I can see how, things could have been different, right? So you're noticing here, and it's all about education here when you're seeing the Hierophant, right? It's not about beating yourself up. It's about knowing, next time I'm going to trust myself, right? Next time I'm going to believe myself. Next time I'm going to ask questions if I don't believe somebody else. I'm not going to always give somebody the benefit of the doubt, especially if I've been doing this over and over and over again, right? So we have strong Taurus, strong Sag energy for you. You have two major arcanas this week, which tells me too that this could be a very spiritual week for you. Big epiphanies, right? And learning lessons, right? But it's an internal thing. It's not, you could have the most amazing life going on, Leo, and this is stuff that's going on in your inner world, right? So by Friday, I'm seeing the Three of Swords, right? So I am seeing a little bit of feeling disappointed again on Friday about something. Now, again, this could be something that's internal. Maybe you're feeling like somebody didn't follow through with something. Maybe this is going back to the Seven of Swords. It could be a totally different situation. It doesn't have to all connect, guys. It can just say, be prepared for maybe somebody letting you down, right? That you didn't see coming. Right. Or you could just be feeling some separation anxiety. You're missing somebody. You're wanting to be with somebody. Now, these are things that we all go through. I know we all want these most beautiful readings, but these are everyday things, everyday occurrences. Now, maybe you're dealing with somebody who's been let down. So you might be helping somebody out. You might be trying to comfort somebody. And it could feel like somebody's pulling away from you on Friday, right? And it might be just temporary. This could be triggering your separation anxiety where you feel like something is wrong because somebody's pulling away. Now, you could just be dealing with some, something that you've been hiding from everybody else, and you've been feeling a lot of loneliness or pain inside, and it's just overwhelming you on Friday, all right? Just be aware that that is an energy showing up. This doesn't mean that destruction is coming to your life. Your week is all about every word has power. So it is saying, just be careful what we're saying, what we're doing in our heads, what we're saying to other people, or what we're not saying to other people, that we really need to say. So this could be a week too of you being honest and being very honest about where you stand and what feels right to you spiritually. Now, Saturday, I'm seeing the Judgment card. So we are seeing a turnaround here. So whatever's happening here on Friday, it looks like we're trying to find some sort of forgiveness on Saturday. So Saturday could be a really good day of turning things around. Maybe we're realizing, or somebody's realizing in your life, that we judge the situation wrong. We keep, replaying the past. We keep focusing on heartache. We keep focusing on loneliness. Maybe there's somebody that you're missing and you really want forgiveness, right? And, this could be a day of really turning things around with that Judgment card, facing some sort of truths, right? And realizing that maybe we both were wrong, or maybe I just read the situation wrong. But you can see your love relationship turning in a new direction by Saturday, and it's facing truths. So this week is really big about facing truth and speaking truths and being honest with one another. And it's going to turn your relationship around and headed in a better direction, right? And it's turning over a new leaf. Sunday, I'm seeing Eight of Cups. So by Sunday, it feels like you're moving on from all this energy. All right. It's like sayonara, see you later. All right. You're realizing maybe an unhealthy situation that could have gone differently. Right. But you're starting to feel better about yourself and about your choices. And the sky's looking, brighter. It's looking clear. It's like we have a new direction here and we can move forward. Maybe you've been fearful to say something, fearful to be honest, or and whatever it is, by Sunday, it just feels like you're completely walking away from this whole scenario that you've been consumed by. The full moon is on, the new moon is on Friday, which is the the Three of Swords you have here. So this could be an epiphany of what's really hurting you and get into the bottom of what you really need to face, right? What you need to figure out. And we're seeing by Saturday, we have this new start coming in, and we're leaving all that behind, moving on from something. Now on Sunday too, you may feel like being by yourself. It could just be simple as that. Now, what does Spirit want you to know? The King of Wands, remember who you are, Leo. You know, the King of Wands is showing up here, right? Opening up your heart and restructuring your vision. I do see here right now with the Judgment card, once this epiphany happens or once this change happens, it's like, what does the future look like now? Can it be different? How can, I paint this vision? And that's what the King of Wands is asking you to do. What is your new vision? Are you feeling unfulfilled with all the choices that you have? Maybe that's just the problem. It's not your relationships. It's not your love life. It's that all the options that you have just don't seem to be fulfilling you any longer. But now it seems like you have a clean slate. So as we're moving into this following week after this, when the new moon hits on Friday, you're being asked to reconstruct your vision now moving forward. And what does that look like? Because you are clearly walking away from or finally completing something and being able to let something go, leave something behind. I love you guys. Virgo, your 7-day love forecast, April 12th through the 19th. Get the overall energy and the day-by-day breakdown. All right, Virgo. We do have a new moon on Friday in Aries. Mars is in Aries too. We got everything in Aries. All right, rise to the occasion this week. All right, you have the ability, the capability, the strength, and the authenticity and free will to make the choices that you need to make this week, right? We have beautiful energy here. It's asking you to step up. It's asking you to step up and face these challenges, right? You have the ability to face the problems that you're dealing with right now, and clear them up, right? And wrap it up, right? We are closing out a cycle this week and we're starting new. All right, so let's see your day by day. Let's see how this plays out with that. Show up for yourself. Change the situation that you're in if that's the case. And this is very powerful mental work too, right? Being able to have that strength and to be real with yourself and to step up. So let's see. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I like that. So you already are seeing a new start in love. You're seeing your heart wanting to open up, and you're wanting to experience something. You got a lot of emotional energy here, a lot of water energy. So it's like, I really need something. Maybe you need more love for yourself this week, more love just to some self-care, and this is also showing you though too that there's love starting. Love is the energy that's around you right now. So this might be what you're working on right now, even on a more spiritual level. How do I open up to receive, right? This can be a reconciliation this week with somebody, finally realizing, what's going on, some information coming your way, forgiveness coming your way. It could be brand new love, right? Brand new love coming into your life as well. So on Monday, I see the Four of Cups. This showed up for Cancer, I think. You're feeling stuck and down on Monday, right? You could be seeing things differently. You could be seeing things like you're just not getting what you want. It feels like, you may be reviewing your past week. You may be reviewing your situation. You may feel a little bit let down. You could feel like people are just wearing you out, right? And this is a moment where you could feel like giving up too. Like, this is it. I'm tired of it. And this is where you've got to pick yourself up here, rise to the occasion. All right. There is an offer around you. You can see that, but you may not be seeing it on Monday. You may be trying to reach out to somebody, or you may be thinking about reaching out to somebody, but they're just not giving you the reciprocation. Or you're wanting something to happen now, but it's not the right time. And that's just the common thing. It's like, is there love here? Why am I not feeling it? Why am I not getting it in return? I give so much, I'm not getting. So just remember, it's an energy, it's an emotional energy, and you could find yourself beating yourself up on Monday. But this is where I feel like Spirit wants you to find some sort of closure this week, or you will start to feel a difference in energy as we're moving forward. Tuesday, and as I say that, I get Tuesday, 5 of Wands. All right, but this is a different 5 of Wands for you. This is actually determination and that Marsy energy with Mars and Aries right now. This is initiate an action. It looks like you are going to have some energy on Tuesday where you're getting ready to confront some battles. Now, you may be confronting people around you. You may be wanting to fix things, wanting to work on things. You have other people, external noise around you. There could be people challenging you on Tuesday too, so keep that in mind. But I feel like for you, the 5 of Wands is showing up like you could be seeing things like, I can fix this, I can solve this, I know what I need to do. So you're getting this extra nitro, you're getting this fire on Tuesday to get shit done. So this could be the epiphany day where it's like, I know I've got to face these challenges head on. I got to fix my problems. I got to fix this shit, right? You can't fix other people's problems, but you definitely, if you need to confront people right now authentically, this is where you need to rise up and defend yourself and fight for what is right, fight for what is yours. And we have Wednesday, a break in this energy. Thank God. Wednesday is already marking the day of truth and clarity. This could show up as messages, apologies. This could show up as you having a download. All of a sudden, you're seeing clearly. You have new ideas, a fresh perspective on Wednesday. So cutting through the BS, it's like the clouds are clearing. And whatever happens on Tuesday, it looks like it's very important that you defend yourself, step up, right? Compete against your energy from Monday. Monday is going to try and pull you down. And Tuesday's saying, we're not doing that. Tuesday's saying, I got to pick myself up and this is done. And Wednesday, you're seeing, all right, now I see things differently. All right. So this could be a fresh start. This could be even communication through text, email, even in other areas of your life. This could be something new coming into your life that can be the start of something completely different in your life, a legal document, buying something, talking to somebody, whatever it is. But we have a lot of new stuff happening on Wednesday. So pay attention to all the new opportunities coming your way. Thursday, I'm seeing, look at you feeling like yourself again. Thursday, it's like, you know what? I'm feeling content and happy with my choices. All right. This could be a day where you're spending time focusing on your responsibilities. You're feeling a lot more grounded. There could be a person, a feminine person around you that is influencing your life. Maybe they have some information. This could be work related. This could be just hanging out with friends. This could be maybe you're interested in this person and it seems like things are a lot more grounded and your person is showing up more reliable. Right, so we may be even talking about plans or trying to figure out now what the next step is. So you can see a complete different energy as we're moving to the new moon in Aries, which is the 6 of Pentacles. I love this for you right here. New moon on Aries says there's some sort of gift coming in. All your work, something being reciprocated. We could be writing new terms, right? We could be focusing on, negotiating with the person in our life, right? Reconciling with somebody, but saying, hey, you can see that something keeps coming back around again, but this time it looks like there's more consistency coming in with a person in your life. So Friday is talking about equal give and take, right? It feels like you give something, somebody gives back to you. If you put money, if you've been taking care of things, somebody's going to take care of you. If you've been just being very generous all the time, it just seems like there's a shift in energy on Friday where even if this is the new moon energy, this could be talking about the whole next 3 or 4 weeks, right? Until we get to the next new moon. It can be talking about things shifting for you, and you're going to start seeing the reciprocation come in, all right? You're going to notice that, you know, what you were thinking in the past was maybe blocking you from receiving what you're now receiving in the future. It's coming around. Now, this can be laying down new laws too, and rewriting the script about your relationship. Maybe you and your partner are talking about, you know, how can we make things work? Saturday, I see the Judgment card for you. All right. So you see a new track, you see a new direction, forgiveness coming in on Saturday. But I also see this energy of truth and conviction. Like, I am not doing this again. I'm not doing this the way we did it in the past. I'm not seeing things that way. I'm not going to critique myself. I'm not going to judge myself for my decisions. It looks like you're making some very important decisions on Saturday, which is turning the direction, and you are moving full speed ahead. It's like you realize after this week how much control you have over your situation. And there's a new direction here. This is a fresh start, but it comes from truth. It says we are beginning a new path, and we are not going down that road again. We're going in this direction, because you're having some sort of epiphany this week that is your power is just, I can just feel it in your reading. By the end of the week, your power and your storyline is shifting. This can be forgiveness, ultimate forgiveness between you and another person too, that maybe on Tuesday, maybe you did confront something or you had some conflict. But important choices here. And on Sunday, I do see the Three of Swords here. So something could rattle you on Sunday. You know, you could be second guessing yourself, but Sunday already and everybody's reading has been showing up as a day of things trying to come at you, things trying to bother you, especially if you make a decision. For some of you, if you've made a decision, you know, to be friends or to shake hands, negotiate, reconcile, and go a different direction, this can look like on Sunday, why do I feel so bad for my choices? Why do I feel off? All right. But I feel like Sunday's trying to steal away from all the goodness that's happening here midweek. And you may just feel some way like you did on Monday here. You may start to question or second guess yourself. This could be just processing. If you feel like your person pulls away after this big moment that you've had, and you start to feel doubt on Sunday. It's a weekend, right? Of a lot of action, but Sunday is a day to really nurture yourself and just, you know, heal. That's the bottom line. You're making some important choice here on Saturday that the next day, you may ask yourself if you made the right choice. So what does Spirit want you to know? The Four of Swords. I love how this card just came out. Thank you, Lord, right? The Four of Swords is saying, just give it a couple days. You just made a huge shift in your relationship, right? And it's only a matter of days that things will clear up. If your person does, you know, pull back a little bit after this huge shift, they may be kind of trying to process everything that's happened between the two of you. And the silence or the separation is actually where the forgiveness is truly happening. It's like we're really, really absorbing what just happened. And the Four of Swords is saying, just give it a couple days. Your situation is resetting itself. You are moving towards a clearer path, right? And you made the right choice. I love you guys. Libra, your 7-day love forecast, April 12th through 19th. Let's get the energy for the week and then day-by-day breakdown. All right. Serenity of exile, exhale, surrender, radical acceptance. Right, I love this. You have the number 1. So we are, the new moon in Aries is on Friday. And so we're closing up the last few weeks, right? So this week here, you know, we have a lot of things happening, and, you know, with the transits and a lot of fire energy too as well. So, you know, it's asking you to breathe through these shifts that's happening this week. Sometimes things get a little tense before you finally exit. all right? And it's about acceptance. It's just about accepting the situation for what it is and deciding to surrender and move on from it. But, you know, you may be trying to fix things this week or trying to find the easy way to work around things, work with people, work with other people's energies. And sometimes you just have to accept the way it is and move on from it. It doesn't mean that this is the outcome of the situation, but right now it means that it's really out of your hands at some point. And, you know, you just gotta, you know, sometimes people don't like when things are leaving or shifting, or there's a break happening, or, you know, we know that we have to go our separate ways, or we know a situation is old and it's outplayed itself. But the leaving a story behind that we've been so consumed by can feel like a death and grievance, right? And also other people can be kicking and screaming as we're trying to exit as well. So just know that this energy will pass. Let's look at Monday through Sunday. You're getting ready for this really big new beginning. Remember, all this Aries energy, Saturn, Neptune, Mars, Chiron, is all opposing you, right? So it's you versus all this energy and not getting lost in it, right? And so for some of you, it could be relationship dynamics, and it just feels like a constant opposition. You know, challenges you, you know, it helps you grow. Now I'm seeing on Monday you have the moon card. So, you know, things could come to light for you on Monday. You may see some things exposed, some reality, some truth, hidden secrets and things like that. A lot of things changing for you, but just keep in mind that on Monday, things may not be as clear as they seem. So if you're trying to confront somebody or make a decision, this isn't the day to do that with the moon card here. You know, the moon is, you know, it can be very unstable. You know, your emotions may be all over the place. You may be feeling a certain way and think it's true, but it's not true. Somebody could be wishy-washy, not being 100% authentic with you. There could be a lot of emotional intensity, anxiety, you know, things like that. You know, pay attention to your dreams on Monday. I am seeing that. And know that something is trying to come to light for you. So if it feels very challenging for you on Monday, the moon is trying to highlight what needs to be released, right, before we get to that new moon. That's the idea of this whole cycle. You have a Pisces energy here. And sometimes we can get caught up in illusions on Monday, and we can start to fantasize, but fantasize from a place of fear. Tuesday, you see a different energy, more grounded, something coming towards you, people feeling more receptive to your energy. You're getting a lot more respect, feeling like the energies are being reciprocated. All right, so Tuesday might be a good day to really talk things out or negotiate or figure things out. You know, maybe you have more time to give energy on Tuesday, get things done, fix things. Money could come in on Tuesday. Reconciliation could come in on Tuesday, right? But this is, you know, what comes around kind of goes around too. So whatever you've been putting out there, it's coming back to you, right? And you may just feel like people are being more supportive. Maybe you're feeling like you're getting more attention and support from your friends, your lover, the person that you're interested in. But it's starting to come back into balance. You see the difference from Monday to Tuesday. Now, Wednesday, you may find yourself wanting to pull away a little bit. You could feel a little bit of fear on Wednesday when it comes to, do I open up my heart? Do I give something a chance? You may feel like you're pulling back your energy. This is where you could be doubting situations. Like on Tuesday, everything was fine, everything felt good, but all of a sudden, am I not trusting something, right? So this could be your internal world, right? As soon as you give too much, you pull back. As soon as you make a move, all of a sudden fear takes over and you pull back, right? It's like, I don't want them to see too much. I don't want them to know too much, right? But you may be focusing and trying to control the situation so much, right, that it could actually be stunting the growth of your situation. On Wednesday, you're being asked to let go a little bit and trust, you know, open up your heart a little bit. If you're feeling like somebody else is pulling away too, they could be going through the same thing. You know, it feels like I was giving you, you're getting attention, things were working out. But then sometimes people get this, I feel safe with you. I feel close with you. But then all of a sudden I just get nervous or I get scared. And so I want to pull back and make sure I'm safe. So it really does feel like your need for safety on Wednesday is going to be highlighted. On Thursday, that changes. We have Aries energy, right? We have the Emperor. It looks like you have somebody entering your life, right? There could be a boss, there could be a lover, there could be a new person, a new relationship, somebody with strong influence around you. That is wanting your attention on Thursday. This is also you stepping up and making a plan, right? Maybe you're feeling more confident on Thursday to make some decisions, important decisions. So if you're feeling a little bit nervous on Wednesday, I would say, just maybe it is a day of surrendering, and maybe you don't need a plan just yet, but just stay open to the possibilities. On Thursday, it feels like you're more grounded and you're ready to take action, and initiate and make plans, right? But this could be somebody in your life. It could show up as, I'm ready to initiate. I'm ready to get going. I'm ready to move forward, right? So you are building a new platform here. On Friday, I see the Eight of Cups. So there's an energy of you finally moving on past this energy and having more certainty about where things are going. You could feel like you want to be by yourself on Friday. It is the new moon. It's a good day to set intentions. What does that new open road look like? What does this new path with my person look like? Especially if they're showing up for you on Thursday and they are really taking action and being responsible with this connection. It looks like you can finally leave the uncertainty behind, and you may be now starting to look at where are we going from here. Now, I do want to throw this out there, though, because I can't avoid this. For some of you, the confusion, the cycles, the lack of certainty, uncertainty, your person, maybe comes in and then they pull away. Thursday could also be you just surrendering to them and not getting sucked into the process anymore. If your person, isn't consistent with you all the time, this is where on Friday you may choose to emotionally detach from it. It doesn't mean that you're walking away from your person, but you may be getting tired of your emotions being caught up in every little move your person makes, right? Because it seems like on Wednesday especially, you start to get a little insecure and feel like, wait a minute, 1 minute it's this, the next minute it's that, this, that, right? And this is just telling you that things are still working out. Just accept the cycle, this person, right? The more you focus on what they're doing, the more they're going to do it more. But when you emotionally detach from it and you have your own vision moving forward, this inconsistency will slowly dissipate, right? Your situation is still manifesting, right? This is what this is telling me. But the moon card can say that we can get caught up in our fears and we could self-sabotage it as well, too. So Sunday, wait a minute, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Seven of Swords. All right, so this is the day where you could start seeing things more clearly. Maybe you've been realizing where you have been in denial over some things, right? Or you catch people lying to you. You feel like you see somebody being manipulative, or you can catch it. This could be other people around you. This doesn't necessarily have to be your person's lying to you. But you might catch some games. You might catch that somebody's not being fully transparent with you. You may get some sort of truth. It's a good day to catch these things and ask questions, or somebody may be trying to tell you something but isn't being 100% transparent. So I do see read between the lines here, ask questions. But if this is your mind on Saturday and you're doubting everything and you're not trusting yourself, this is where you need to ask yourself, where's this coming from? Pay attention to red flags on Saturday, sorry. Sunday, we're seeing a whole different energy. Queen of Pentacles. It looks like whatever was bothering you on Saturday is gone. It just could have been an illusion. It could have been, maybe you're lying to yourself about something. Maybe you said something you wish you didn't, right? Or you just realizing that somebody you're connected to isn't always honest with you. Sometimes you just gotta accept it. It's acceptance. Some people are not always honest, and that's it. I know Libras, I know you. I was looking at my Vedic chart, and I'm a Libra, Leo rising, and I'm like, does that resonate with me right now? And it's like we just got to know why people and figure out and hold people to a certain standard when it comes to authenticity, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, and you can beat yourself up all you want, right? But you're not always going to know why people just wear a mask or just can't be completely authentic, right? And we're seeing here on On Sunday, though, things changing and you feeling a lot more grounded and getting organized. And there's a person in your life too that may add quality to your life coming in on Sunday. You could be making plans. This is also if you are dealing with an earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, or Pisces. It could show too that you guys are feeling a lot more stable by Sunday. So whatever these things are that are showing up maybe on Saturday seems like a short-lived energy. What does Spirit want you to know? The Lovers card. You're being challenged right now to make the right choice, right? You know, sometimes we have a love connection. We're in love and relationships. We want love, but they challenge us. And, you know, think about every time you have a crush on somebody, how many times you get triggered or all the questions you ask or all the doubt you have. Those are your fears that you have to face on your own, you know, because that's what can cause the split in a relationship, right? We want love, but we're fighting it at the same time. We want love, but we don't want to let it in. We want love, we try to, but we second guess or we don't trust the person. So some of these things are coming up for you, but I do see a love relationship is trying to form for you. And it could be a Gemini energy as well. I love you guys. Scorpio, your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through 19th. I'm going to do a day-by-day breakdown of what's coming in. And this week, how should you deal with this energy? Let's start with the overall. All the blessings everywhere. Again, it's gifts from the universe, synchronicity. Scorpio, this is the third reading this week. Well, last week's 3 readings were so good for you. Maybe we're just talking about a phase we're going through and things are shifting. I don't know if you've been noticing them. Maybe they're subtle right now. All right. But I am seeing synchronicity. Pay attention to your synchronicities this week. There could be a break. This is the week of change. You got the number 5 here, right? And 5s bring change. So we're seeing all the blessings everywhere, a gift from the universe coming in, maybe many gifts coming in. So let's see what that looks like for you this week. All right, Monday through Sunday. We do have the new moon, Aries, on Friday. And so we are closing up. This is where the change comes from. Every moon cycle, from the last new moon to this new moon, right? Things started on the last new moon. So some of those things should be manifesting for you on this new moon. And so with that being said, closing up, which is like all your manifestations should be starting to flow, come in or show signs, right? And now we're getting ready for the new moon where we're going to set our new intentions for the next 4 weeks. So Monday, I see a King of Swords. This could be a day of truth. I see the Fool energy at the bottom of the deck. There's Aries energy. This is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus right now, which is really shaking things up on that last degree. All right. And that's opposing you right now, opposing your sign. So I know that 1 minute, and it's very unpredictable. 1 minute, it might feel like everything looks good. And then the next minute, it's like, you could be having a breakdown, right? Or you could be just mentally confused about things, or you thought a situation was going to play one way and it goes a different way. That's Uranus, but it's leaving Taurus. So it will be away from us finally after 8 years. Right? We're done with that. You are getting a clean slate here with the Fool card, which means, you're leaving something behind and you're getting ready for ground zero again, right? So the Fool energy can be somebody entering your life. It could be a new experience, a new start, a fresh start coming in. Now, I do see a person already on Monday. So Monday may look like a lot of conversation, communication, truth-seeking, truth-speaking, being able to clear your head. I love the King of Swords for Scorpio because I feel like we naturally, this is an Aquarius energy, but I feel like Aquarius and Scorpio have this similar quality where we can detach emotionally, maybe sometimes too good, but we can, and that helps us clear our heads so we can transform and move forward, right? So we're able to get, recollect, even after something devastating, you can pick yourself back up and move forward, right? And now we have Aries energy going on for you right now. And Aries rules Mars. Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. right? And so this is energy is helping you, it's amplifying, it's giving you that momentum to really kind of activate certain truths or certain perspectives or certain ways to try new things or do new things, right? So seeing the bigger picture and being able to disconnect right now a little bit or be impartial to what's going on in your reality, and being able to know that this is just a blip, but it's not my end game. So a new person or a person with air qualities could be coming into your life on Monday. Somebody may be offering a clear perspective. Somebody may be speaking their truth to you. You could be focused on just new ideas. It could be as simple as that, right? But that's a good card for justice. And look at the Queen of Swords on Tuesday. Right. So the Queen of Swords is also showing you have a couple people showing up for you this week. For some of you, there may be, a reunion with friends, maybe a reunion or somebody, brings some information your way around your love situation. Remember, this weekly reading is going to hit everybody. It's going to be whether it's you're single, you're with somebody, the potential of the day, and what could happen. And I'll try and tie it together. But we're seeing a partnership here. Right, two people on the same page. Maybe two people are starting to really communicate well. And by Tuesday, if it's a different person or another person shows up, there could be a very influential person with information that is going to change the direction as well too. So a lot of air energy for you. And this could be information from downloads and stuff like that. Like you just having epiphanies, right, about certain things. But overall, it could be a gift from the universe. You could be tightening your relationship with somebody Monday and Tuesday, right? It just feels like we get each other. We're on the same page. Sometimes we can be too much alike, though, with this kind of energy. And, we need to see the blessings in it, but also understand that two people that are a lot alike can also have their egos get in the way too. I'm right, no, I'm right. So be, with the Aries energy, I do want you to be mindful that sometimes pride and we sometimes speak before we think, right? And that could also influence this energy as well. So Wednesday, we're seeing 7 of Wands. Persistence, follow through, moving forward, defending yourself, right? Defending your stance. So now it looks like you have a clear plan. Something has happened, something really good has happened, or information has come through that you really can do something with. Now, Wednesday is going to ask you to push through any nuances, right? There may be some challenges on Wednesday and you're being asked to muscle up, right? Like ground yourself and, don't sway from what you've already learned. Don't sway from, if somebody has given you direction or somebody has said something to you or you've learned some truth or you have a plan, right, with somebody. Don't let Wednesday's energy start to sway you from the path you're on. So you may have things come at you. Sometimes the 7 of Wands says, all right, we're leveling up here, but now we have a whole bunch of new challenges and I don't know what to do with this. It's like becoming a manager after you've been an employee and you're friends with everybody and now you're the manager. Now you got to tell people what to do and you have to direct your life and your own, the people around you to work with you, right? So it might be disruptive at first. It might feel like, all right, I have not everybody's on the same page as me, or I feel like I'm bumping heads with people, or I feel like I'm defensive, or I'm being pushed back at, right? Or somebody doesn't like my ideas, or somebody is, it just feels like I'm being challenged. Bottom line, you've got to push through this, all right? Stay true to what you've already decided to do, right? You and another person on Wednesday, you may have challenges, but you both are willing to see them through, but we've got to figure out a new solution. Thursday, 8 of Swords, watch out for your mind. Watch out for other people's thoughts. Watch out for doom scrolling, all right? You can easily get caught up in fear on Thursday. Has nothing to do with anything else maybe, right? It's just I'm constantly listening to things, watching things, listening to other people, thinking about something somebody said, ruminating. All my fears are coming back up. I'm getting sucked into, this warp, this time zone again, or this timeline again, where it just feels like I'm starting to lose control or doubt myself. It's all in your head, right? With the 8 of Swords. Of course, it could be other people getting in your head. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, especially. What is Thursday? Thursday, the new moon's on Friday. So Thursday, we do have Mercury conjunct Neptune, and we have Aries moon that day too as well, right? So that can say your mind can play tricks on you on Thursday. Write that down, put it on your phone, right? My mind can play tricks on me this week, this Thursday particularly, right? And it's like, you can easily start to believe those thoughts again, or trust what other people are saying, or let what other people are thinking, or what you think other people are thinking get to you. Catch that, all right? Catch that energy, because you could have everything else going on fine, but if this is around love, you may start believing something that you've already gotten clarity on, right? And you may start to doubt yourself. So Friday is the new moon, and we are seeing the Six of Cups, right? What a great start to the new moon in Aries, right? We're talking about turning over a new leaf. Whatever you've been worrying about, whatever you've been thinking, it's like you're finding yourself maybe with somebody on Friday where it feels like we both kind of felt the same way. We just needed to be with each other. We needed to talk to each other. Somebody may reach out to you on Friday that you haven't talked to in a while. Somebody may want to reconcile with you. Remember, this is all gifts from the universe, right? That's your major card here. All the blessings everywhere coming towards you, things coming together here on Friday. So if it's not a blessing, you have free will. If you're waiting for somebody still and you're saying, I don't want this reconciliation, you want something because you're still thinking about it. You may get clarity, right? But I am seeing that if there's any kind of defensiveness or doubts that's coming up for you, that is going to be cleared up on Friday. It looks like you and another person, whether it's a lover, a friend, a person you really care about, are going to have some sort of talk, or you start reminiscing maybe over the past, but it feels like a very loving energy. And this is a great way to start the next 4 weeks, right? With this new moon in Aries. It's starting from a place of love and understanding and compassion. Saturday, I see you trying to second guess everything again on Saturday. You may have some important decisions. You could feel a little confused about life on Saturday again, right? You may be up against somebody offering you something. You may feel torn. You may have a couple options and you just don't know which one's better, right? This card can be good in a lot of ways too. It doesn't always mean you have to be totally confused or be indifferent. Maybe you don't need to make a choice on Saturday. Sometimes I see that and I'm like, yeah, there's 2 good options here. What do I want? Maybe just wait it out and see what happens, see what follows through. But maybe you do have to make a decision on Saturday and you feel torn, right? Follow your gut, follow your heart is usually what I say first, unless of course your mind is screaming at you and saying you know better, okay? But don't second guess yourself on Saturday. Sunday, I'm seeing Page of Cups, right? So there could be some messages, some of you, maybe from a child, maybe you want to talk to your kid, maybe you want to talk to your crush, maybe that's the case, maybe somebody's crushing on you. We are seeing another person come into your life on Sunday. Again, this could be, we had a conversation, we're talking, and maybe we're making plans. Maybe the conversation's getting a little deeper on Sunday. A relationship is deepening romantically. Somebody may express their emotions on Sunday to you, and it feels really good. So I'm seeing, don't second guess yourself this week, that there are a lot of blessings coming in for you. And your mind and your guards, especially on Wednesday, you're very defensive, very guarded, right? You could second guess yourself because of that and push things away because you're scared, right? Or you're defensive. So what does Spirit want you to know? 6 of Swords, Scorpio. You definitely are moving out of a difficult situation and you're navigating towards new territory, which means it's not going to be what you think. It's not going to be what you think. I've been talking about this for a week and a half now, right? It feels like there's a break in something in your life. It's going to be different for everybody, but you're navigating a new territory. Maybe some of you are ready for something new, and that's where you're torn, and where the universe is trying to bring you that change. You're fighting it because you want to stay in the familiar, but Spirit's trying to push you into something new. Right. So you are leaving a difficult situation and moving to something more pleasant. I love you guys. Sagittarius, your 7-day love forecast, April 12th through the 19th. What's coming in each day? Let's see the energy overall first. What is holy? What is true? I see a week of appreciation, all right, and grace and love and change, all right? So let's see how this plays out day to day, and let's see what Spirit wants you to know about this. The number 5 is about change. We have the new moon in Aries on Friday. And we're closing up the last 4 weeks, right? So anything that started a few weeks ago, the truths are coming in, all right? Finishing things, right? Finishing chapters of things. Oh, and as I said that, I see the death card here. All right. So it's finally moving on from something, right? The death card is like, it's over. It's done. Let's move on. Let's go, right? Now, don't be afraid of that, right? The death card is awesome to me as a Scorpio. I'm like, great. Thank you. We can clear the path and move forward. All right. So the word appreciation is showing up here. It's like, what's meant for you? What is true for you? What is supposed to be for you? Is you're going to witness this week that it will be there for you. All right. There is love here. There is, gifts coming in from the universe, right? That says, I know it may feel sometimes like it's hard to move on from something, or it's hard to get out of a situation, or, you want to hold on to a narrative or a story with somebody, but that story is not working for you anymore. And not that the situation or the outcome of your situation isn't going to happen, but the way you're performing in it, or the way it's got you going or thinking, is not working for you anymore. Right. So we're seeing a whole shift, and that death card is talking about this past 4 weeks is closing out, and we are getting ready to set our intentions for the next 4 weeks. Now let's see Monday, the Magician. Monday could be a very magical day. You could find yourself focusing on new ideas, new things. Communication is a big one on Monday. You may have a lot of ideas. You may have a lot of creative energy. You may just have this splurge of energy that says, I want to fix everything. I want to get everything going. I want to make everything work. So it seems like you have very strong focus on Monday. So this is a good day also to really shift and think about what it is you're trying to create. The Magician card says that somebody's attracted to you. You're in a good vibe on Monday. So where you're putting your attention, it seems like you may have instant manifestations, right? So somebody is attracted to you. You're glowing. You're feeling good. You want something. You're calling somebody. They receive it. They're responding to you, right? So a lot of good magic happening and something shifting on Monday. Tuesday. You get in the 5 of Pentacles on Tuesday. So Tuesday, you might find yourself thinking something's not going to work out for you. All right. You may be feeling like you're not supported. You're not, everything was going good. But now all of a sudden on Tuesday, you could be struggling with, it could even be finances. It could feel like somebody's pulling away from you. It could feel like, all of a sudden my mood shift, right? My mindset shift. Now I'm thinking the worst is going to happen, right? Or I'm not seeing the doorway open right there. The 5 of Pentacles can be just a mindset. It's like, why does today feel like this, right? So just be wary that on Tuesday, you could start focusing on your problems and making mountains out of molehills, right? We tend to hyper focus on our problems and we create more. So be aware that on Tuesday, that could be an energy that you're dealing with. Just know that it will pass. Remember the main energy of the week. Wednesday, I see somebody showing up for you in your life, a water sign maybe. I also have Gemini and Virgo here. But the signs don't matter. It shows somebody showing up very emotionally intelligent, somebody who's clear about their feelings, somebody who is in a good place and wanting to express themselves maybe around you romantically. This could be a new person. Maybe you are calling in this person. Maybe you've been wanting to hear from them. All right. And I'm also seeing for you too, though, this could show up as you're feeling emotionally aligned. You're feeling good. You're feeling a lot more calm, especially if you went through the day on Tuesday feeling like you were dealing with some problems. You may hear from somebody on Wednesday that lightens up your day, that makes you feel good. You do have the water energy of love. Somebody appreciating you. Somebody, valuing the connection they have have with you, all right? And so Wednesday looks good for connecting with the person, if that's what you've been trying to manifest in. Thursday, I see the 3 of Cups. So you see a whole new attitude on Thursday. You could be getting together with friends, getting together with a person you want to be with, a date, making plans, having good times, or it just feels like you're just all about whatever happens. You may go out, you may just stop at like a food truck, hang out with people, there's just a bunch of things you could do. But it feels like you're feeling the love and support here. And this is stemming from Wednesday too. So you may hear from somebody that really makes you happy, and that really on Thursday here, it's like, let's just keep this going, right? This energy going. So a lot of good times on Thursday. Now, Friday, look at how it speeds up. Look at how it changes for you. We have a Cancerian energy. Seems like by Friday on the new moon, like you have a clear direction now. It's like we're having a good time here, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. So whatever is happening by Wednesday moving forward, all right, I feel like on Tuesday, you're just wanting something to happen faster than it can. So you're starting to doubt the situation. But we're seeing as the week goes on, it really starts to accelerate, and there's no slowing this energy down. Both you and whoever else you're around or hanging around, or the love situation you're in, you're starting to see things move smoothly and move in the direction that you want it to. Saturday, I'm seeing the King of Pentacles. So now you have another person showing up here on Saturday. All right. So there could be, several people showing up. We all deal with a lot of people in our life. There could be somebody that wants to talk about where things are going. You have a lot more grounded energy. It does seem like on Saturday, things may slow down a little bit because they were moving fast. But this is a good energy of, hey, we're slowing down a little bit, but we're kind of grounding in and taking things seriously. So we may be talking about future plans on Saturday with somebody, or you could be just talking to somebody or meeting somebody new that adds influence or adds value to your life on Saturday. Sunday, I'm seeing success here, reaching some sort of goalpost, right? So getting the attention and feeling appreciation, feeling valued, feeling noticed, right? Feeling like whatever you seem to want, somebody's there, you're getting the attention. This could even be at work for some of you too, just really upgrading or feeling like you're on top of the world. Your confidence level by the end of the week is going to be so high. It's like people just want to see you. People want to be around you. People are really taken by you. You're really being noticed. And it also feels like your attitude about your love situation is really heightened here. Like you feel really satisfied, and you're starting to, or you're happy with whatever plans you made on Saturday about the future. And you and another person, this could be changing your status in a relationship as well for some of you, like feeling more concrete about the person that you're into. Sunday, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, what Spirit wants you to know, how to deal with this week. The 2 of Pentacles. You can see that there's some ups and downs here. You're going to have to navigate this week with grace. Understand that not every day is going to be perfect, especially Tuesday. You may feel like, 1 minute it's okay, the next minute it's not, or maybe plans are changed, or you feel like you're just not sure, you're questioning things are inconsistent. But you can see that just be flexible and adapt to the energy, because it is shifting, and it's moving pretty fast here for you. All right, so the beginning might be a little bit tricky. It's just saying take it day by day. I love you guys. Capricorn, your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through 19th. Do a breakdown day by day in love. And I'm also going to look at the overall energy, how to navigate this week. Let's see what I get. All right, all eyes open. All right. You have clarity, revelation coming through this week, inspired vision, Capricorn. This is amazing. This week you could have downloads or thoughts about, stuff you haven't even thought about before, that could give you a whole new perspective on where your life is headed. All right, so if you're waiting on clarity, here it comes. Your perception is going to shift, right? There's a revelation this week. You may figure out some truth about a pattern. You may figure out what the hell's been going on, what's happening in your life, why all this stuff is happening. But I'm seeing all eyes are open, so it seems like a lot of awareness this week, and all eyes on you as well. So let's see Monday through Sunday. Number 7 for you this week. All right. So 5 of Cups are at the bottom of the deck. It's time to let that go, right? It's time to, at some point, we got to pick ourselves back up, right? Mulling over the past, sitting on something, wondering if something, why did it work out? You know, feeling disappointed about the way things turned out, right? It is what it is. Just because something turned out the way it did doesn't mean that it can't change or it won't change, or there's nothing else could happen or come from this. The energies right now is not determining the outcome of your situation. It's just talking about how to get through these weeks and how to get through this energy that's coming in. But I can see sometimes it's time to pick yourself back up and turn around and look at things fresh, right? So Monday, you have an Ace of Pentacles. This is where you could have this epiphany, all right? An opportunity shows up for you, all right? Giving things a go, right? Doorways opening up, but you have to walk through them, right? These are manifestations that somebody can say, you know, hey, or, you know, somebody's got their eyes on you, or somebody wants to offer something to you, or, you know, we want a fresh start, or, but if we're mulling over something, we might not see this opportunity, or we might not walk through it, or we might not give this opportunity the best chance we could give it. So Tuesday, I'm seeing 2 of Swords, right? An energy of decision making. Need to make a decision on Tuesday about which direction we're going in, right? You may feel torn. Your heart is telling you one thing, but your mind is telling you another, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to make a definite decision about something. You just have to choose a path and walk forward. Always move forward, right? It doesn't mean if you choose one way, you can never go back the other way. Or if you choose one way, you're going to lose the other way. That opportunity, if it was meant for you, it'll come back around again, or you won't care because the opportunity you choose is going to be the one that turns out to be the most successful. All right. So you have a vision, you have something coming in. Do not second guess yourself. Tuesday, you could find yourself kind of in that energy of, but what if, confusing, you know, I'm torn, what do I do? All right. So just note that. Wednesday, I'm seeing Lovers. I'm seeing something really change drastically on Wednesday. You could feel like you're comfortable, you're feeling connected, you feel this divine union. Maybe something you were second guessed and is actually turning out in your favor by Wednesday. Love is being highlighted here. Your heart is trying to bring you to the one you love. Your heart is trying to connect you, and same with another person, right? There can be a mirroring effect. And when we have the 2 of Swords, if we're not seeing eye to eye with somebody that we're in love with, that is what keeps us separated, right? And sometimes we just have to see the person for who they are and accept them for what they are and their problems and their issues, just like they do us. And when we can get past the nuances and the complexities and just focus on what we have together, that brings us closer. Not all the problems are going to go away, but, you know, maybe this is the epiphany you're having. We have love. Let's just enjoy what we have and let it grow from there. All the other problems will eventually disappear. But what happens is when we're in a relationship, we want to fix everything right in the moment. We have to have everything perfect before we decide to move forward with love, right? Before we decide to move forward, because we want to protect ourselves, right? But what we're protecting ourselves from is the problems that we're focused on. And those problems may not be there if we didn't focus on them. So go back to that 2 of Swords. That could be where you're torn, you know. What do I do? What do I, you know, is this a logical move I make? Is this something I can do and allow things to unfold? Now, by Thursday, we're seeing the Emperor card. So it looks like a clear plan happening on Thursday. You may feel ready to get your life in order. You may feel ready to take inspired action. You may be geared up and have a plan, right? This could be where like you're feeling more stable, more responsible. This is also an energy of somebody else, you know, a masculine energy stepping forth and, you know, showing up and being responsible. So the Emperor card is peacemaking. It's making peace with whatever's been causing the indifference between me and another person. And we're able to ground in and hold ourselves responsible for our actions or our emotions or our, you know, whatever's going on. And we're building something moving forward. Now, this could be a position change. You could, even in your life, you could take a different role or play a different role when it comes to other areas in your life, being responsible and actually feeling at the top of your world on Thursday. You have Aries energy, so it's really about initiating and taking action. Friday, Wheel of Fortune, new moon in Aries, right? There's something changing and turning on the new moon, which is talking about a new cycle. So the universe is trying to push you in a new direction. You may have unexpected surprises on Friday. It's like, where did this come from? Remember, we do see here clarity, revelations, eyes are open. So expect the unexpected on Friday, a turning point. Now, this could be somebody also coming back around on this day too, to want to, turn things around with you. Like, hey, we know, even if it's the same situation, it's like we're very clear on this pattern that we've been going through, and we're choosing now which direction we want to go in so we don't lose this connection. Saturday, I'm seeing Page of Swords, so a lot of answers being answered, a lot of conversation. This is the day you may have the biggest clarity, and you may notice that communication, texting, conversation is changing. New perspectives are happening where the tone is just different. You may get some message on Saturday that has nothing to do with anything. It just could be really good news coming your way. This is a day to be open to all kinds of possibilities. You may have somebody observing you, wanting to talk to you, hitting that like button, just trying to get your attention in some way. And Sunday, look at Sunday, Nine of Swords, unnecessary worry. So Sunday, and this has happened with other signs too, Sunday is, the sun is actually going into Taurus on Sunday. The moon is in Gemini, and we have Uranus there and stuff like that. So Sunday seems to be a little bit of a disruptive day. It may have nothing to do with anything else that's going on through the week, but just note that Sunday could bring up some worry, all right? You may start to think about everything you've done and start second guessing yourself again, or you could find yourself looping and in your head and overthinking things. This is telling me that it's an energy, and let it go. It's unnecessary worry for that day. Try to find ways to clear your head, clear your mind. All right. So what should you do? The Five of Pentacles, focus and expect on new doorways opening up and clarity. Your problems are shifting, but if you keep focusing on the same problems over and over and over, you're going to keep recreating them. So you are being asked to try to focus less on your problems this week and more on solutions or the new avenue, the clarity coming in for you. I love you guys. Take care. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through the 19th. I'm going to look at a day-by-day breakdown. All right, let's look at the overall energy for you first. Begin with faith in spring. Awesome. Number 10, 19, number 10. The 19 is the sun. Number 10, it comes down to 1. So you got a new beginning. We have Aries, new moon coming in, and you're seeing beginnings, fertility, and growth, right? So the grass is green again, right? Things are growing for you. Things are changing for you. Things are feeling fresh, and there's an energy of renewal this week. All right, so look at things from a new lens. Look at things from, a fresh perspective, and just believe in that. This is spring. This is when it happens. It's new moon in Aries on Friday. Set in new intentions as well. So let's look at Monday through Sunday. 9 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Virgo energy, very successful energy, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling content, feeling like everything you're doing is working out, right? You're feeling very confident this week. There could be a Virgo energy around you, or somebody who's single and available around you this week. All right, we have Monday, Wheel of Fortune. So things spinning, things turning. Monday could be a very active day of things coming around again. Things, that you thought were resolved, unfinished business, or unexpected situations that you weren't prepared for. All right, this could be really good stuff, right? It's just like, hey, it's like clockwork though, right? It's like, it's patterns. It's, maybe you don't believe in patterns, but they happen, right? Somebody could be coming around to turn things around, right? Or you're seeing something come around and you're getting a chance to do over, right? And Then there could be just fated situations on Monday that happen out of nowhere, occurrences that you're like, where did this come from? It's the universe trying to bring in a new beginning, right? Planting seeds, right? And your life is actually turning this week, right? Into a new direction. We have Tuesday, we have the moon card. So things could get a little emotional on Tuesday. All right. This is where the moon is highlighted. We're getting ready to go to that new moon. So we're closing up the last 4 weeks. So things that you've been manifesting, things that you've been fearful of, things that you've been questioning, things that have been foggy, you're starting to see clarity, things come into light. Sometimes this is uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't want to see truths. We don't want to know. We'd rather stay in the dark. We'd rather hide from the truth. We'd rather deceive ourselves and believe in another path, right? But we just end up completely going around the same circles, same cycles, right? So you could have a lot of emotions coming up on Tuesday that Spirit's saying, these are coming up for you to take a look at and dissolve. If you find yourself angry or triggered or upset or mad, you're being asked to it's being exposed. You're being asked to look at it and just question it. Why? What's going on inside? Why is this bothering me so much? Why is this happening? Now, remember, there's a very karmic-y energy here. So this does tell me that something that has been going on in the past is coming back up again before we get to that new moon, so you can clear it out. You have a lot of major arcana showing up. Wednesday, the energy completely shifts for you in a new direction. All right, there could be somebody fun coming in, somebody that you've been expecting coming in. You have some good news. You have your mind shifting here. You're starting to go in a whole different direction, and things are really changing. The energy goes from uncertainty and emotional to fast and on fire. It's like, let's go, let's get this going. So just know on Wednesday, there could be a lot of things coming at you at once too, a lot of information. Your mind could be on fire. You could be really on point, but then you can get ahead of yourself too. Sometimes we think too fast and we make choices too quickly. And then we're like, why did I do that? Right? So you may have to slow down a little bit on Wednesday. But if sometimes I don't slow down, I'm like, all right, this energy is great. Let's go. Let's just get things, done. Right. But in some areas of your life, sometimes if we rush or we're moving too fast, we could make mistakes. On Thursday, all right, we have 8 of Cups. It looks like you definitely could be spending some time focusing on where you're going in your future. All right, where am I headed? What's happening here? You may want to spend some time alone, reflecting. You're in a little bit more of an emotional state, but you feel more clear-headed here because it seems like Wednesday you kind of made some choices or things happen. But on Thursday, it feels like, you're not uncertain anymore. You're starting to see things clear. You're starting to move past. This is where you're closed in that cycle. This is where anything that has made you feel confused or uncertain is disappearing. And now you're seeing a clean slate and you're seeing the sun show up here with this card, right? It's like, all right, I see the beauty in this. I'm feeling a lot less heavy energy and I'm ready to move forward. Friday, the new moon, there could be a person coming into your life on Friday, an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But this is also you, right? Feeling in your power on Friday, setting your intentions and speaking your truth and understanding truth. You're seeing where things are growing. You're seeing where things are happening, right? Now, this could show up with clear communication from others. You're understanding them a lot clearer. You're understanding what they're saying. They're showing you a different perspective. You're seeing a clear bird's eye view, right? Nobody can get anything past you on Friday now. It seems like you've cleared out any kind of emotional baggage or unhealthy situations. And now you're over here going, I'm on top of the world here and I can see clearly. So this marks a new direction on Aries new moon. So if I was you, Aquarius, I would write down some serious intentions about what this canvas looks like moving forward. Now, Saturday, you could be having a conversation with somebody, a deep, heartfelt conversation. This is the beginning of a relationship forming. Maybe meeting somebody, maybe reconciling with somebody, meeting up, sharing something with somebody, and you feel heard, right? So a really good day here to spend with somebody you really care about. Now, somebody may surprise you and they've learned something or they just want to tell you or express how they feel, and you're realizing that we feel the same way. And if this is a new relationship, which is potential, which it could be possibility, right? It just feels like, wow, I wasn't expecting you. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune is showing a lot of unexpected occurrences this week for you. Now, Sunday, I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles. So you are seeing a shift in energy on Sunday, getting things done, maybe some yard work, maybe just kind of making, getting things organized, planned. It feels like you're a lot more content by the end of the week and you have a direction. So your relationships this week could really be taking a turn that you didn't expect, especially with that Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card at the beginning. It's showing here that maybe at one point you didn't know if anything was going to move or go, but now you're seeing clearly that we're making plans here for the future. So you may feel more grounded on Sunday to just kind of focus on getting things done and taking care of things and priorities that you have control over. So what does Spirit think you should know for the week? Seven of Wands. All right, there may be some nuances. You have the sevens. Did I say seven earlier? No, I said tens. One, but you have a seven showing up for you too, right? The Seven of Wands is telling you to muscle through it. There's going to be some nuances. There's always nuances, right? But you've got to, once you have the clarity, don't lose it the next day. Stay true to it. Defend your position. Move forward. This is the new ground, new playing field you're on. So now you're going to have to, work through the new stuff coming in, right? Nothing's going to look the same. We can't confront the new with the way we did in the past, especially if we're turning something around. So you may have some struggles with, stepping into a new position, right? But you got this. You got to muscle through it, and you're making some major change in your relationships this week. I love you guys. Take care. Pisces, your 7-day love forecast for April 12th through the 19th. I'm going to break down every day what to expect in love. Let's take a look at your overall energy first for the week. All right. Order in the forest, cleansing, releasing resentments, and making amends this week. Right. Number 11, very spiritual number, and justice, it feels like, but this is going to be a week of, we have the new moon Aries on Friday. So we are closing the last 4 weeks from the last new moon. So this week is going to be closures. It's going to be manifestations, things coming to light, things finishing so that you can reset and be cleansed for this new moon and set new intentions, right? So the cleansing and the releasing resentments. Who are you angry with? Who are you upset with? What is it that, you need to find forgiveness with? Only for yourself, not because the resentments is what's going to, bring the darker energy to you, right? And so making amends with somebody, forgiving somebody, and also this week too could be about somebody else wanting to release any kind of resentment or forgiveness with you and make amends. So let's see Monday through Sunday for you. The grass is greener, right? It's starting to grow. Peace is what I'm seeing. 9 of Cups, a blessing coming your way this week, right? This is self-care, self-love. This is enjoyment and gratitude and feeling good again, feeling satisfied about what's to come. All right, Monday, I'm seeing 2 of Cups. There could be a reunion here or talking to somebody or connecting with somebody. Monday's a day of, really speaking your heart to somebody speaking their heart to you. All right, it's getting on the same page. Could be a new relationship potential coming into your life where you just feel something different with this person. It also, but because your reading here is really talking about releasing resentments and making amends, it could also be telling you that you need to do this in order for this person to really connect with you. Because sometimes we think it's the other person, but it's that we are holding on to something that is not allowing this person into our heart. Right. So Monday is going to be a very emotional day, maybe emotionally connecting with people that you really care about. Could be a friendship starting that you feel is something more. Tuesday, I see 10 of Wands. Tuesday could get heavy. This is where you could start letting pressure get to you. Things weigh on you, and this is the cleansing part because the 10 of Wands is like, it's heavy. It's too difficult. Why are you carrying all this? You're maybe make it in a situation, or you're beating yourself up, and it's like there's really nothing more you can do. You got to let down some of these burdens. All right, so pay attention to Tuesday for you. Tuesday could feel a little heavy. And Tuesday, is there anything? Mars and Neptune are conjuncted on Tuesday. So it does feel like pressure, especially on your sign. It may be overwhelming for you. Now, that doesn't mean in love. This is just an energy for the day, for Tuesday, which means ask for help. Don't take on more than you can handle. Don't burn your energy at both ends, burn the wick at both ends, however you say that. Right? Just know that day, that energy could be a little bit heavier, so relax more that day. Wednesday, I'm seeing a love offer come in, right? There could be a date, somebody planning on asking you out. Somebody's got their eyes on you, a romantic gesture here. This is romance going to another level. So if something did start on Monday, somebody may have the confidence to speak up or reach out or want to connect with you. You have a lot of water energy coming through, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But it seems like somebody wants this, and they're very intentional about letting you know. Thursday, I see the Three of Swords that may not have anything to do with Wednesday, but on Thursday, we're seeing some sort of disappointment, or feeling like you have to disappoint somebody, or feeling heartbroken about something. This could be, you made a decision, you made a choice, but it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. Right? It could be something that you're reminiscing about the past, right? Or you're having separation anxiety. You may have had such good energy on Wednesday, and on Thursday, you're feeling like something's wrong, something's off. Just know that this could be internal. It's a moment in time. You may be dealing with trust issues. You may be wanting to trust somebody again, but you're having a hard time with the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords because you've been hurt before, right? And that's where the release and resentment and the making amends is coming down to, can you process this? Maybe there's something you need to process and heal within, because somebody looks like they're trying to enter your life, right? But this energy here could be just a day where you're feeling down. So give yourself some self-care. Remember, you have the 9 of Cups there, which is showing a blessing coming in. On Friday, new moon Aries, Page of Wands. Do you see the pattern this week? Good, heavy, great, right? It's like on, off, on, off, on. But we're finding closures here with something that's trying to leave your life. And for me, it's more about you carrying some emotional heaviness in your heart. And it's all about forgiveness so that you can move forward. You see phone calls, fun, a new adventure, a flirty person coming into your life, somebody who wants this, wants you. So maybe on Thursday, you're not getting attention, or you're feeling like a pattern is going to repeat itself. But on Friday, you've got this new start, this complete new start. This is the energy that is starting up the next 4 weeks for you. Right? So the Friday is going to be fun, maybe even, more than you expected. Could be getting together with somebody and, just very passionate energy. Saturday, the High Priestess, right? So we're seeing some sort of epiphany here on Saturday. You may deal with some silence on Saturday. But what this is saying, it feels more like you have got to quiet your mind and be silent so that you can really see your truth. Somebody could be observing you, maybe this on, off, and then you have fun on Friday, and then Saturday it goes quiet again. Maybe somebody does want to pull away a little bit to just observe what they like. Some people, don't want constant. They need just a little bit of a break from you so they can observe you and see you for how you are or how you act when you're away, right? So you might deal with some quiet time, but this could be a very spiritual day where you're actually just getting a lot of mental downloads about what's really happening in your reality. We have Sunday, Page of Pentacles, right? So we have more messages. Opportunity. You have several people showing up for you this week, all right? So this could even be a friendship, something about work, getting something done, learning something new, taking on a new project. But to me, it feels like you have messages coming in, but they're slow and steady, right? So this could be where maybe you panic a little bit with the Three of Swords. Everything seems so fun, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday, you've got that news again, but it feels a little bit more, slower energy. It's like, I really want to observe this. I really want to make this work. I really want to take our time type of energy. So what does Spirit want you to know? All right, the Hermit card. This week is going to be about you grounding in solitude and quiet, right? And being able to be alone, right? Because it seems like when somebody takes space from you or somebody pulls away from you a little bit, it seems like you panic with anxiety that the same thing is going to happen again. And, maybe it is happening again, but it might not be for the reasons you're thinking, right? And the Hermit card is asking you to reflect this week and find solitude, especially with the High Priestess showing up too. And just know that some people or some situations that have happened in the past, you're being asked to cleanse that out, because those resentments and those fears and not being able to forgive somebody or a situation is actually recreating itself in a new situation or the current situation you're in, when this situation that I'm seeing this week is trying to build something with you. I love you guys. Take care.